Hello and welcome to Sestra-Tainment.
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we have a special guest here with us today. Hi, Mom.
Hello, ladies. How are you all doing tonight?
Good. How are you? You doing all right? You having fun?
Just getting started.
Yeah, I'm right. I'm liking it. Let's see how this night goes.
Yeah, we're going to see how it goes. We're going to get Mom a little bit involved. So, sis, though, I think you're going to go first.
Number one. Okay, so I'm starting off with Westside Story. Not the original, but the 2021.
The
Steven
Spielberg remake?
Yeah.
Is that what they're calling it? A
reenactment? I don't know.
Yeah, because it's pretty close to what the original was.
The movie was great. Great remake. It was spot on. Dance moves, the cast, everything was like really good. Like I mean, even down to the set, how the set looked was like it looked like the Broadway musical / the movie from like the 60s?
Yeah, 50s, I think so.
Yeah. And all right, so the cast was really amazing. Like I said, it was directed by Steven Spielberg. So Ansel Elgort.
Never heard that name before.
You've seen him on a lot of stuff before. He was the driver on Baby Driver. Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh yeah. And he played Divergent and Insurgent and all of those shows. Yep.
He played Tony. He played Tony. Yeah. Okay. Then you got Rachel Zegler, who played Maria, and basically the person who was the star was Ariana DeBose.
Okay.
She did Anita.
Okay. Can I confess something?
What?
I have never watched the original or any other version.
Okay, we're done. We're done. We're done.
Story.
We're done.
I'm just
this
being
is
honest.
Too much. You're done.
Being honest. I'm sorry. I am done. Okay.
No. I'm just saying. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people that haven't watched it. I mean, the only reason I watched it is because my cousin Alicia, shout out to Lee.
Shout out Lee.
Yeah, she actually got me into The Sound of Music, West Side Story, and Grease.
Okay.
Back when I was younger.
You saying
so
that.
Yeah, so then I had no choice. Yeah, so
right.
My big cousin's like, "Hey, we're gonna watch this." Okay, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
But Ariana DeBose did DeBose. DeBose.
Oh, DeBose.
DeBose. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did a great job. She was basically the star. She did. I will tell you this. I know Rena Moreno was very excited that she did that part because she played it to the T.
Oh, wow. Great.
To the T. Also, speaking of Rena Moreno, she played Valentina, who's actually the shop owner that Tony worked for in
the original one.
No, in this one.
In this one.
She played Anita in the original.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then there was another actor named David Alvarez who played Bernardo, who was actually Maria's brother. So, it's like the Jetsons sharks,
Okay.
The snaps.
The snaps. I don't know, but I've seen some clips.
All right. Just okay, cool. It's fine. But no, it's really good. The choreography was almost exact. The music was... I guess it was the same. To me, it sounded the same. I mean, but it was on point. The set was so much like the original that it's hard to say. I'm pretty sure if you put them side by side, it was spot on. Steven Spielberg did an awesome job of reenacting this, and then the fact that he actually had Hispanic cast.
Yeah.
For
the Hispanic roles.
Instead of in the 50s or 60s when they had white people playing in blackface or brownface playing the Hispanic roles, and then they did have the white guys playing the Irish roles. So for the Sharks and the Jets. So that was really good. I liked it. I think it was really good.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard anything negative about it. I mean, most people that I have heard mention it have had very high remarks, and because it's one of those things that's an iconic movie that it's almost do you want to touch it? Do you want to mess with it? And if you're not going to make it better than the original, then why are you?
So I feel this would be the original for the newer age.
Got it. So
because it's still the original movie.
Yeah,
it's just different cast.
Right. And people might be looking at cell phones on this one. as opposed to it's like still not even all that.
This is like back
still
in the day.
Then. Oh, so it's still the clothing and everything.
Yeah, everything.
Back
Yeah.
In the, okay.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I literally know.
That's what I'm saying.
About
it's exactly the same as the original.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I have. Westside Story. You can check it out on HBO Max, or you can rent it on Prime.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah. So what you got?
All right, so I have something that our mom is going to be very excited to hear about.
Oh.
So I'm going to share this breaking news.
Breaking news.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, so as many people know, the show Manifest was canceled on NBC.
Yes, it was canceled.
However, as of today,
Uh-oh.
there has been an announcement
Look at her
that
face.
Manifest is coming back, but to Netflix.
Of course, Netflix picks up everything that
Netflix
that
picks up a lot of things that get canceled. And so Netflix is giving Manifest a second chance to finish out its final season. Mom, how do you feel about that?
I am so excited about that. I just asked you about that the other day.
You did?
Could have been this morning.
Now, what do you like about Manifest? Like, what about the show kind of drew your attention and that you like? Is it just the weirdness of it? Is it the plane disappearing, the people who are acting? Like, what is it that stands out to you?
It's by the plane disappearing.
Right.
Years later, the plane appear again.
Yep.
The people on the plane alive.
Yep.
How you explain that?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying? That's really
baffling.
weird.
It's baffling.
That's
And then
weird.
all of the mystical things that happen around them.
Exactly. You know, like, even when the three guys that died,
Mm-hmm.
and when they came back to life,
Mm-hmm.
maybe what was a year later?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think,
roughly.
It started getting warmer.
Mm-hmm.
They came back to life and they was walking and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
they were evil.
Yeah, they weren't the best people.
They weren't
yeah.
the best people at all. But then
They kind of. Well, we don't want to give any spoilers.
Yeah, let's not give out too much.
Yeah, let's not give out any spoilers.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people, well, that's the interesting thing that I was going to speak about is that with Manifest, it actually gained a lot of traction during the pandemic because of the fact that, you know, the shutdown happened, Manifest had just made it to Netflix, and all of a sudden the two things that were trending the most on Netflix in 2020, March, April, May, June probably, were Tiger King.
No, Tiger King.
And Manifest. And I was looking at it like, wait, Manifest? Because I ended up watching Manifest on NBC the entire
I fell
time.
off on like the fourth episode. I was done.
No, I watched it. I thought it was very interesting. And so I ended up catching most of the episodes either live or on Hulu, while all the seasons were going on. So when I saw Manifest was on, I said, what show is called Manifest that everybody is watching on Netflix that's up here in the highest ratings? And then I looked and I said, oh, there's the plane. It's the Manifest that I was watching on NBC. And I was like, but that was canceled, so I can't imagine that it's getting all of this,
stuff. Yeah, but that's
accolades.
what it is. Yeah.
But everybody seemed
and
to have
that's
found
probably
it there.
why Netflix picked it up. It was like, oh, it did such a good job. Let's pick it up, guys. Let's do it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think it just did such a good job there that everybody just found it, and something about it just spoke to people. So basically, I will say that there were 3 seasons that were on NBC. Of course, they had various cliffhangers as to how the show was ending for that season that was going to keep people's attention so that way they would want to watch the 4th season because the original writer and creator of it, his name is Jeff Rake. He said he always wanted it to be 6 seasons. He wanted it to be basically...
He wanted a beginning, a middle, and an end?
I think so. And he already knows the end. Like, he's like, I knew what the end was going to be in the beginning. I had that whole storyline all set up. Yeah. It's just that I didn't get the chance on NBC to finish it. Yeah. So his hope was that if nothing else, somebody would pick it up to give him a 2-hour special. Like, can I have a 2-hour, wrap up everything and show it? But Netflix did something different. They offered him 20 episodes.
Oh.
So it's going to be a 4th season of 20 episodes.
20 episodes is a lot. It's like a telenovela.
That's
a soap opera.
It's 20 hours basically
that
he's going to have
Days of Our Lives.
So basically, he's going to have 20 hours to be able to wrap up his story. And he said now the issue for him is, I know where I want it to end,
But
how do I
get
get from where I am to there? And he said it would have been a huge challenge to do in the 2 hours that he was hoping for. But now that he has the 20 hours basically for 20 episodes, he can do it. And they said that what he'll probably do, or what Netflix will probably do, is do it in a way of you have a few episodes, you take a break. And then it almost feels like a new season starting where you have some more episodes and then you take a break. And then you have the final. So it's almost like The Walking Dead did this year where the 10th season was like one was in 2021 and the other part is in 2022. But it's all the same quote unquote 10th season. So maybe that gives him the feel of having 6 seasons. Yeah, 6 seasons. Because he can give a cliffhanger at the end of each one of those small, like, here's 5 episodes. Here's 8 episodes, and here's the last 6 episodes, and then you're done. So, so that's kind of what the situation was that he got with Netflix, which is great. I mean, they definitely gave him more than he was anticipating. Yeah. And so he basically says he has his vision. He's gonna now make it work, and he what else was it saying about that? Oh, that the show itself. And the legions of fans that were watching it on Netflix really helped to make sure that Netflix gave it its just due. You know, like they weren't going to have any of this if it wasn't for all the people like truly taking their time to watch it on Netflix. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. Manifest, although it's been canceled, and it is a great show, just to give some backstory, as my mom even started to share. It is where a plane flies from, I think, Jamaica, and is coming back from one of the islands. I feel like it's Montego Bay or something. But anyway, they're flying back and the plane just disappears. And 5 years later, it shows up. And the people look exactly the same. They're the same age, everything. And it's like, well, what happened to them for the past 5 years? We all thought they were dead. A lot of them were even claimed and legally, had death certificates that they had died. But they came back and they were totally fine, so it appeared. But then lo and behold, what ended up happening is that they have certain gifts, I guess you could say, or maybe it's a curse, where they all have these things called quote unquote callings. So it's like, oh, we all felt this thing at the same time, right? Yeah.
So it's like the fo-fo-oh-oh.
A little bit like the fo-fo-oh-oh. And so
4400
CW.
Yeah, 4400.
The 4400. And so but yeah, they all might feel fire and burning, or they all might get a rash, or they all might hear something that says, you have to save her, you have to save her. And then they have to figure out, well, what is this doing, and where is it leading us to, and what do we have to do? And if you don't do it, then it
by aliens.
But if you don't do it, then what happens is that it just keeps getting louder and more pronounced, you know, and it just kind of gets on your nerves. So it's like, okay, I got to figure out who I'm supposed to be saving. Let me go do it. And usually your path cross with somebody else where they have the same calling. You both stumble upon this woman who needs to be saved, and now you know that woman who needs to be saved potentially could like give a kidney to somebody that's your family member or something. So, it's like different things like that happen that make it all tied together. But it is a good show. It has some slow moments. In the beginning, I have to say, for me personally, the acting wasn't the best for some of the folks on that show. Some of them were great, but then other ones I was just like, okay, like Michaela. I couldn't get with Michaela initially in her acting. I was like, nope, can't do it, can't watch her, can't do it. But then I made it through, and now by season 2.5. I was like, okay, she's getting better.
That's sad. Is she being recasted?
But that's just me. Like anybody else would watch it and probably not pick up on that. But
maybe that's why I only got to like fourth episode.
Maybe because her acting it left a little to be desired to me initially.
I think it was her facial expressions too. I think it was her facial expression. She just sit there looking like, huh?
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with it.
And I think it was the fact of her not being a strong enough actor to pull off those facial expressions that it just made it look like her face was just not showing what she was trying to convey. Maybe that was part of what it was. But she's gotten much better. I like the show. I like the actors on there. The kid actors are amazing. Yeah. They're really good at what they do. The parents of the main kids and character, they're really good. So, so it's all good with the manifest. So that's what I have as my first topic of the day.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for that. So I'm going to throw in the Audible.
Okay. Audible. I saw you making movements and gestures over there like, oh my God, I forgot about this.
Audible.
What's your Audible?
The Lion King.
The Lion King.
We just went to we took our dad to go see The Lion King.
What
was that,
Mom? Oh my goodness.
Oh God. But yeah, we took our dad to go see The Lion King. He loved it. He looked like a kid, looking at it. It was so amazing. The way that they have everything put together.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing. So we did see it at the Altria Theater in Richmond, Virginia. It is a Broadway musical that is like the highest gross musical. The number one
grossing musical of all time. I think was what it was saying. Yeah.
But it was really, really good. The way that they had the people in the costumes for the animals, like, is amazing. Like, I just want to be a giraffe. I just want to walk out and be a giraffe.
Stilts
be
like
on the stilts.
Yep.
And then bow my head and pick my head back up. I'm pretty sure their neck has to hurt.
Be pretty strong.
They're making good money.
I know they're making good money, but but no, that means because I don't even know if those people. Well, how many people? I don't even know how many people were in the cast because at the end of it, when everybody came out,
it was probably like
it was like 40 people. Right?
I was going to say 50 to 60. Yeah,
I mean, if you include like the orchestra and stuff like that.
No, I'm talking about just the people on stage. I don't know. Maybe not, but it feels like there were at least 10 women who were dancing around as the lionesses. Then you have to think of the people who were the elephant. Because the elephant didn't come back on the stage at the end.
No, it was a baby. It was a tiny elephant.
But I'm saying that
the big one,
that you wouldn't have seen.
But the big one was actually like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So those are 3 people in the cast, and then you have the giraffes, and then you have the people who had the antelopes that looked like they were on little bicycle wheels or whatever.
Yeah.
You have just so many different things. And to me, what's fantastic about it is how they do incorporate the audience in a way by having it so that the characters kind of come through the aisles or things like that, and then also how the movements truly aren't like people. They're like animals. Like, so when they are going to lick their paw, it's like you see the person operating it, kind of looking like they're doing that, but also the animals doing that.
It's so amazing. I think that's really, really, really good. And then the voice of Scar, the actor that they have for Scar, on point. Yep. Because at one point in time, and Zazu was amazing. Zazu definitely, like, he made the show until he was no longer around the show a lot. And then Timon.
Yeah, Timon's character was
and every time that he does it, I'm pretty sure that he just makes up stuff. Like, he's looking at, it's like these people who are like laying down are supposed to be like looking like grass.
Yeah.
And then he like lays back on them, and then he goes to get up, and he's like, and turns around, it's like, thank you. And then the person who's like playing a grass role gives him a thumbs up.
Exactly.
Like, that's not written in the play, but it's like people loved it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then,
cool.
I don't know. I just really liked it. I thought that it was very entertaining. I do like how they get the audience like really into it, because like they're talking, like Zazu's character was talking to the audience when he wasn't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's supposed to be talking to Nyla and Simba, and then he just turns and he was just like, "Can you get a load of this?" Like,
and the fact that like Zazu's character starts singing like Frozen and different things. Like, wait, because this wasn't in the movie.
That's because in the movie he's supposed to say, "It's a small world."
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like, "Oh, anything but that." And then he starts singing like,
"Let it go,
let it go, and take it anymore." He's like, "Oh God, anything, but that."
Anything but that."
But then it's so funny because it's like,
it's more modern, and it hits more of what people would hear
and all
now.
The kids would know that. So
exactly.
then later on it's going to be like Baby Shark or something.
Oh gosh,
and they might have already done Baby Shark.
Yeah, it could be every show. They could pick a new song. Yeah, exactly. But for it being off Broadway, like just the Richmond Theater, and it being the traveling group of people doing the Broadway kind of production. To me, it was it's always fantastic. I mean, I've loved every off-Broadway play, I guess, or Broadway musical that they bring. I've seen Hamilton, I've seen The Lion King, I've seen Wicked, Kinky Boots, like all of those have been just phenomenal. Like, they all capture your attention. You don't feel like you're watching something second-rate.
Yeah. What is Kinky
at
Boots?
All. Kinky Boots? That is a musical about... I guess it's like a drag queen.
He's a drag
kinda.
queen, or is he kind of going through transitioning?
No,
or
I
something?
don't think he's officially transitioning,
He's just a drag queen.
just trying.
It's a movie. It's based on a movie, right?
I think so. And actually, Neil Patrick Harris played the main character on Broadway for a while, and Wayne Brady. So yeah, but when I saw it, I can't remember. Oh, and Billy Porter. So,
of course, Billy Porter.
I think all of them have played that, if my memory is serving me correct. But it's mainly about a guy who decides that he is going to let his, colorful side shine, and he's going to create boots that drag queens and different people can use when they're doing their, like drag show and stuff like that. And so it's just basically creating what's quote unquote called kinky boots.
Yeah, so like that's the actual cast I cannot pronounce.
Oh, Chiswell. Yeah, it's got
Ejiofor.
Yeah,
Ejiofor. Yeah, he's the one who plays it in the movie, and the movie just came out in like 2005.
The movie, right? Yeah. But on Broadway, a bunch of different people have played it. So anyway, but no, it's really good, and so no, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, I just thought about it. I was like, man, I was like
amazing.
trying to figure out what my third topic was going to be, and there it goes. It's the Lion King.
So you do recommend it to anyone that is in their town, go see it.
Yeah, if the Lion King comes to your town, please go and see it. It is amazing. I've seen it twice, and I don't even like musicals.
Yeah, and I saw it on Broadway once and saw it in Richmond this week once.
Even though I just mentioned the musical of my first one, doesn't mean I like musicals.
Yeah, because you always say you don't like musicals.
It's only 3.
Sound of Music, Westside Story, and Grease. And The Lion King.
But see, The Lion King,
and Encanto.
But those are Disney movies. I don't see them as musicals.
But they have musical elements to them.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I guess.
And you do fast forward through some of the music.
Some of them I do, and I'm just like, because I will tell you this Westside Story. I did fast forward through a couple of songs.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how you feel about some things that happen in musical. Every song in the musical is not a dead ringer. So
yeah, and it's like a Medea play. You got to fast forward so you can get to the good stuff.
Yeah, if you watch it at all.
Yeah, if you watch it at all. But that's what I had. The Lion King, definitely check it out. Hini mama.
The circle Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, so next.
Yeah, what you got next?
I have Inventing Anna.
Inventing
Anna on Netflix. Give me 20 minutes on this, girl.
You look so par.
Yeah. So, it goes into the story of a woman named Anna, or a young lady, I guess, because she's only in her early 20s when this all starts. Yeah. Called Anna Delvey, Delvey,
Yeah.
So, or Sorkin, because that's what I guess her official real name is, but she didn't call herself that when she just showed up in New York City as a socialite who appeared out of nowhere and took high society on a roller coaster ride of emotions and loss of funds. Yeah. That's the way I'll describe it. So basically, Anna is played by Julia Gardner, she's in Ozark as Ruth, and then she also is in Dirty John. She's been in The Americans.
Oh, she is in Dirty John.
Yep, so she's been in a lot of different shows, and she's an Emmy Award-winning actress, so that's her. And then you have Anna Klumsky. She is Vivian on the show, and she was in Veep. So she was kind of like the vice president's right-hand lady in Veep.
She was the girl from what was the?
She was in a bunch of
movies
when she was younger.
She was My Girl.
Yeah, exactly. And she, I miss Veep, by the way, just to share that. Shout out Veep. Anyway, and so she plays a journalist who's trying to get the breaking news and first story about Anna, helping to break that news and that story out to the world. And so Anna doesn't quite like her, Anna's just rude. Let's just put it that way. She's very privileged, even though I don't know if she should feel privileged, but her narcissism makes her seem like she's privileged, and she is just like, you look ugly. What are you wearing? Yeah. She just talks very strange. You look poor. Yeah, you look poor. What are you wearing? You need to wear Valentino or,
Givenchy.
Right, exactly. What are you doing? And why are we not in the VIP section, of the prison? The VIP. So anyway, because she's like, if you are a journalist, journalist and you take the time, as Anna told her, to request a journalist visit, we can have tea, we can sit there together, we can, whatever. But if you're just going to continue to not put the effort into wanting to talk to me, then I don't feel like I need to talk to you.
This is horrible.
So, and Anna's, I guess Vivian's thought process is, look, I'm just trying to talk to you as I can talk to you. You're in prison. You should just be happy that somebody wants to tell your side of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's like, no, like, you need to do it the way I want you to do it, or else. So, and their voice is just insane, because it's like she's saying that she's a German heiress and her father is like a billionaire or something, and she has all this money in a trust fund that's on its way to her. And then she also, though, is like, has a Russian accent that's in there too. And I think she is German Russian, maybe in real life. I'm not sure. But somebody challenged her on the, in the TV series and was like, "Oh, don't you know what this Russian word means?" And she was like, "Why would I know that?" And they were like, "Oh, I thought I got a hint of Russian in your voice." And she just looked at them like, whatever. And yet she would just be very rude and very entitled. And that in itself made all the rich people in New York City, the truly rich people, want to be close to her and want to be near her, because they were just like, well, she can't be walking around in the finest outfits, and she can't be staying at the best hotels and showing up at the best parties if she's a nobody. So she has to be somebody, and she's telling us that she's a German heiress, so we believe her, because she is treating everybody like a jerk, no matter how much money they make. And it's like, who would do that if they're poor? So therefore, we believe that she's rich. And she just fooled them all. That's all I can say. So the show has a wonderful cast. It has Laverne Cox, who's in Orange is the New Black. Mm-hmm. It has Alexis Floyd, who to me gives me life. She played in The Bold Type, and she is like so when Anna shows up at a hotel and decides to stay for a few months, this really ritzy, expensive hotel, she is like the concierge. So she's just like getting tipped $100 every time Anna shows up and wants something. Like, she's like, "Oh, can you tell me where such and such is?" And she'll tell her, and then she's like, "Okay, here you go." And like for 5 seconds, she gets $100. So she's like, "Look, I'm just going to use her till I can pay for my own movie that I'm trying to make, because I'm a movie producer, right. And so, or a screenwriter." So she was like, "Yes, I'm just going to use the money." But then they became friends, because she was able to get Anna into all the VIP places and all the VIP spots. And so because of that, they kind of grew close.
She used her.
She used her. They both used each other.
They used each other.
They used each other, right. And so that was Alexis Floyd. And then you have... it is a Shondaland production for Shonda Rhimes, who did Scandal. Okay. So you have a bunch of Scandal people in here. So I was so excited. So we had Cyrus. So everybody remembers Cyrus from Scandal. So he is in here. You have Quinn, who was always with, Olivia. And then you have David Rosen in here too. So it's like all these Scandal folks are showing up in here.
I never watched Scandal.
You're done. That's what you said for me for Westside Story.
I've never watched Scandal.
So anyway, it was an excellent show. And so moving on. So with all of them being on there, I think she kind of goes back to some of her old faithfuls. Outside of Bridgerton, I didn't see her have anybody from any of her previous productions on there. But she has this multi-deal contract with Netflix to do as many shows as she wants. Her and Ryan
Murphy.
So anyway, if for people who like Scandal, you'll see some people that you know there that are great. But back to Anna. So she shows up in New York. She's with these socialites. She's got the attitude. She's got the privilege. She's rude. She's got the clothes. She appears to be rich and famous, and they all eat it up. And then people feel like they just want to be around her and to see her because of the fact that she's so elusive. Like, she's just like, like they'll invite, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. I don't even want to go to that party. It's just so lame, She's just so like, even though she probably would love to. And she's saying that she has this trust fund that is on the way, and she wants to build a club or a exclusive place that's better than Soho House, where you pay a membership, and because you pay this membership, you have certain access to different floors of this big, huge building in New York City. And it just mainly means that if you're in, you're in. You know what I mean? Like, you can pay and afford to be here, then you're here. And I think her her scam, which I think she truly believed, like if you hooked her up to a lie detector, she probably would believe that this was true.
Yeah.
But her scam was, I'm coming into all this money. So because I'm coming into all this money, everybody can do things for me now, and you'll reap the rewards of that later, so to speak. But then also, once I get my funding to open up this awesome place, then I'll make so much money hand over fist that nobody will know that I ever didn't have the money to start. And so basically what ends up happening is that...
it sounds like the Tinder swindler.
Yeah, well, that and the dropout and everything else of these people who are lying all the time. But some of the things that she did that just let you know how delusional and narcissistic she was. One thing, staying at the hotel for about 2 months, very ritzy, very expensive hotel, racking up a bill of, I think, over $300,000.
Okay.
And when they approached her about it, she was like, I don't know what you want. What do you want from me? I gave you my cards. Like, I don't know what your machines don't work. You know? And it's like, but you ain't ever paid.
You ain't had no money.
She has not paid. Okay. So then it was being invited to an event on a new friend that she made, yacht. And kind of disrespecting the husband a little bit, like calling him out, and he owns the yacht, so that was kind of interesting. But then also, but because she did it, she gained respect, if that makes sense. It's really strange how that worked with the rich folks. Well, I guess it was more like her boyfriend was trying to start up his startup business. Like, he had money because he was funding her. I'm going to talk about him in a second too. But he was funding basically a lot of her life. And then he was trying to get this startup going, so he's so excited to be on this yacht because of her friends, and he knows that her friend's husband, could invest.
Yeah.
So he's trying to talk to him, and everybody's like, look, dude, we're just trying to have a good time. Like, don't talk business. Like, we're just here hanging out. And then she was like, well, did you invest in Zazaza when like when this was going on? And no, you didn't. So because you didn't, how old are you? How long do you think you have before you're going to die? How long do you think whatever? What he has going on is going to potentially add da-da-da-da-da. Like, she just goes through this whole... So he's looking at her
she's
like...
a great con artist.
Yeah, like, you're talking to me about my death and that I'm going to die because of your boyfriend's app or whatever, you know? And then he was like, okay, show it to me. Let me look at it. And then as he looks at it, he's like, yeah, it's not too bad, And it's like, but nobody wanted to talk about that stuff. They were just trying to have a nice yacht. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part of it is everybody gets off the yacht. She somehow, Tinder swindler, I guess, finagles herself back on the yacht after everybody leaves the country of Ibiza.
Okay.
Ibiza? And they stay, Ibiza, and they stay on the yacht for like another week. Partying, drinking, eating,
on his yacht.
Having to pay.
Does he know?
No.
He didn't know.
He didn't know. The wife didn't know, who was the ones that invited him.
She's just like, he told me I could use the yacht.
Yeah. So now you have to pay for all of the captain of the boat, everybody who manned the boat,
everybody
the food,
who's on below
alcohol, everything.
Everybody who's on the
for
cast
all
of
that
below
time.
deck.
So when the wife found out, she went ballistic, yelled, screamed at her, and was like, "Get off the boat. Like, you were never supposed to be on there in the first place. What in the world?" So she's like, how disrespectful. And she never talked to her again. Then you have where she takes all her friends on vacation. And when she takes them on vacation to Morocco, when they go to Morocco, she had no money. It's basically that she was already told she was broke and that she would probably potentially have to, like, maybe even get deported or whatever, but she knew she was broke. Well, she decides to take the Laverne Cox character, the Quinn character, and a videographer to make her own, I guess, like her own documentary or whatever, or start her own series, so to speak.
Smart.
So she goes there.
That's smart.
To Morocco, and they were like, oh, well, where are we going to stay? Oh, we're going to stay at the villa, like the most expensive villa we can stay at. Well, that's where we're going to stay. I saw Khloe Kardashian was there, and I want to take pictures of exactly the spot that Khloe was standing, and it's like, okay. So they're there, they're having a good time, they're eating, they're drinking, and this lady who owns the villa or runs it, she keeps going up and just like, hello, like, we need your credit card. And she's like, I don't know what you bothering me for. I just... So anyway, it's just, she talks in such a strange way that even when you look up information about her, everybody's like, is her accent even real? Like, you can't really tell. Yeah. So anyway, long story short on that scenario, she ends up not having any money to pay for this entire trip that she brought 4 people on.
Of course.
Her friend has to then use her company credit card
and
her personal credit card to get them out of potentially going to a Moroccan prison or jail or something.
I would pay for myself.
Well, the thing is that she made her feel so, like, I'm good for it. I got it. I'm just waiting. My daddy hasn't given me the money, and I'm just trying to wait for XYZ, the wire, blah, blah, blah. So the girl says, okay, put the money on hold on this card until she gets her money, and before we leave, she'll have her money, and then you could do that. Well, of course, that never happened. So the girl ends up paying for the entire trip. And then the bad part is like while they're there and everybody is stressing out, the videographer, the girl who's paying for it, and the videographer, she's on her phone, like she's on Instagram or something, like, I don't care. And it's just like, you pay.
I don't care.
I will pay you back. I just promise you will get your money.
I wired
later.
you the money. I don't know why. Something's wrong with your bank.
Yeah.
What's the name of the show again?
The name of the show is Inventing Anna. Or Anna, I guess it depends on how you would pronounce it. All right. So I talked about her tipping in $100 bills. Well, come to find out how she got the money initially to buy all the Valentino clothes and to tip in $100 bills and to get on all it, to pretend to be a famous person, is she somehow got banks to loan her $200,000 for her business venture. She had a business plan. Everything was written out about this Soho House kind of place that she wanted to have. And so based on that, they gave her $200,000, and she blew the whole $200,000 on clothes to reinvent herself, and to make herself look like she was super rich and famous, to then tip in hundreds, to then spend it all basically in a matter of months. But then she's in, and then she knows how to swindle everybody to say, well, I'm just waiting for daddy's money, and as soon as I get I'll pay you back. Like, that was her whole thing to everybody, like, I pay you back. So anyway, and then the guy she dated, that's the part I was going to say. So he was, I forgot what his name is, but he was like a person who did TED Talks and all that kind of stuff too. So he already kind of was established. Yeah. And so he basically was like, here's my black card, go shopping, enjoy yourself. And she'd, of course, go and come back with like 25 bags of stuff because he didn't put a limit or a cap on that. And she's like,
a black card.
Oh, we need to go to Ibiza because she's inviting us for the yacht. And he's like, all right, well, let's charge the plane tickets and let's get to Ibiza by tomorrow. So he was doing all of that. Well, come to find out, he started realizing like some things just weren't adding up with her. So he asked one of her best friends, the new best friends that were all starting to hang around her, if they would check out her passport. So they check out the passport. The passport says a whole other name, whole other country than who she says she is. Yeah. So then that guy comes back to him and reports and says, clip. Hey, this is something different. And lo and behold, that guy turns on him.
Yeah, what the heck?
And says, well, he's looking at your passport. And it's like, dude, you told me to look at the passport.
What kind of friends do you have that's looking into your stuff and looking at your passport?
But then lo and behold, what does he do later? He challenges her on the passport that he had asked the guy to, look into. So anyway, I will say this. Almost everybody on the show is not a great person. Like, when you think of Anna, she, of course, is like a swindler, con artist, narcissist to the nth degree. Right now, she's getting ready to get deported in real life back to Germany. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the situation there, where she's like, I just feel like it should. I mean, I just don't hope it. I hope it doesn't happen. And so, and then you have
if they can do Slick Rick, they can do you.
They can do anybody, yeah. And so, and then they have Vivian, the character of the journalist. She's not a nice person. Like, she's just bombarding, overwhelming, treats her husband like crap. Like, she's not great. The boyfriend's not great. All the other rich people aren't great. The girl in the hotel is just like, I said what I said. Like, she is just like, she's my friend and she's always gonna be my friend, and I'm gonna go visit her at Rikers. And they're like, okay, but you realize that she like swindled people out of this, that she my friend, I'm gonna do what I need to do to be around my friend, and so it's just like
she probably gonna say that up until she gets deported. I don't even know her. I never knew her at all.
I don't know, but everybody basically who knew her and got sucked into her world ended up hating her. God. So like I told you, I needed about 20 minutes, and I probably took about 20 minutes, but Inventing Anna, and I'm not even done yet. That's the crazy thing.
How many episodes is the show?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Is it 8, 10, maybe 8? I don't know.
9 episodes.
9 episodes. Okay, and I may be on episode 6 or so. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm
on episode 1 tonight.
Okay, so I have convinced Mom to check out Inventing experimenting Anna tonight. You will not be disappointed. The chick is got some serious
she got some things
going on with her that she is just completely delusional. So, sis, what do you have for your next topic?
All right. So, for my last topic, I have the Prime Original Upload.
I saw a picture of Upload on the TV, but I haven't even looked at a trailer for it.
All right, so here's the thing. So this is season 2, actually. Season 1 was released in May of 2020. You know, COVID hit. Then, you know, they just released the second season, like, on March 11th.
Okay, gotcha.
So, like, it was a little bit of a gap there, but it was just because of COVID. You know, you couldn't, like...
Yeah, you couldn't produce
You
anything.
couldn't do
You
anything.
couldn't go into production.
Yeah. So, Upload it's about a man. His name is Nathan, who's played by Robbie Amell. And you've seen him on other things before. I'm trying to think of one thing that you would really know. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Duff, where he was on that. Yeah, you've seen him on other stuff before. Anyway.
I'm looking him up now. Canadian actor, Robbie. Oh, yeah, I've seen him before.
Yeah, it's the guy that you know that you, like, kind of seen him on stuff, but you really don't know him that well.
Yeah, Resident Evil. He was in that.
Yeah,
he was in a Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah.
He's been in a few different things. Yeah.
So, so with this dude, he's playing, you know, Robbie Amell is playing the character Nathan. So Nathan can choose his own afterlife. And after his unfortunate death, he, you know, because he did pay to have his conscious, his conscious,
all your thoughts and your soul,
like
your
basically,
being,
everything, your whole being, it's all uploaded into a virtual reality.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So while you're uploaded into this virtual reality, you are assigned an angel.
Okay.
And an angel is actually a person that just works for the real life company that started this virtual reality for people who have money, basically. And the name of the company is Horizon.
Okay.
So now what ends up happening is, like, when you are in this virtual reality, depending on how much money you have, you can get whatever you want. It's like,
gotcha.
It's like, oh, I want to be on the very top floor. It's like, okay, floor number 1 million, you know? And then, but you might pay like $1 million a day for that.
Gotcha.
To the company Horizon. Also, like, you can like look at yourself in the mirror and just be like, I want abs, and then there's like a little thing pops up and you can like purchase abs.
Purchase abs. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's like abs, making your own like Grand Theft Auto car.
Yeah. It's like your own sim character.
Your own sim character.
You're making your own sim character. So, I mean, like you can do just basically whatever you want to do. So for the people who are, in the real world, in like reality, these people can actually get a suit that looks basically like a scuba suit with like it looks like somebody took a scuba diving suit and cut off the tips of like dishwashing gloves.
Yeah.
And then stuck those fingers inside of a suit. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
But it's so that way you can get the full virtual reality inside of wherever all these people's subconscious is. So weird. Like, you sit there with like the goggle things on it, and yeah. So like, people are having sex with the suit. People are just sitting there like having a whole life. Like, oh, I'm going to visit such and such after they died. Let me put on this suit and then go see them.
Oh.
Super weird. It's a lot. It's really weird. But
isn't that the metaverse? Isn't that what everything is trying to go to, the metaverse, or like that game one or player one or something like that, where you're just like, it feels like, if I'm hearing everything correctly with the metaverse, is that you're going to be in this virtual world and you don't even have to leave your house. Like, everything from the pandemic is making it so that everybody could potentially live virtual lives.
Oh yeah, they got like Subway on Metaverse where you can order Subway and then it gets delivered to your house.
Right. You can order Nikes, you can order Adidas, you can order, like anything. Like,
But the only thing is about this is these people are like
They're actually dead.
Yeah, they were like, all right, if I'm gonna die, I want to upload my conscious, my subconscious or whatever you want to call it, my consciousness.
Your
I
consciousness
want to upload that, so and then that way I'll be able to live forever in this
and you can engage, and it's like, oh, somebody died, but that's okay. I'll see them soon. It's not that
and then
big of a deal.
you're engaging with other people who have passed away, and you be like, oh, hey, I remember being on a battlefield with you. How are you doing? Like, how's your family? And then they have like family days where like people from your family members can come in. They have to put on the whole suit and they can pop in.
Oh, okay.
Or they can like put on just the VR goggles where they don't have to actually have the full body feeling.
Full feeling. So do you have to pay a lot? Like, is it that everybody who does that has to be
really
super?
Say about money.
Okay, so they don't talk about that. So it could be that everyday people can do it. It doesn't have to only be the rich people.
Yeah, they just introduced where you can get a virtual baby.
Oh, ew.
So if you're like, ew, who wants a kid? But no. So if you're a couple and like, let's say that like,
you always wanted
a kid, but the only thing is the kid looks like the AI guy. So there's this one guy who they actually took. So I guess when you do this virtual reality thing, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to just get a person and be like, hey, can we use your likeness for this video game? It's like, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. And then it comes to be that this likeness is now the bellhop. He is the waiter. He is the maid. He is everything. So now that they are making these babies, all these babies are like baby size, but they have the face of like a actual like
real person.
It's horrible.
Is this a movie?
This is a TV show. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's weird. I like it. It's weird.
Gee.
I like weird things.
Oh my God.
I know.
Jesus.
But then the thing is like, so one of the girls, she's like, I want to do a test run to see if I can like take care of a baby, how good of a mom I would do. And they'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. She gets the baby. She can't put the baby to sleep, and then an ad pops up, 99 cents for sleep time.
Oh goodness!
So she's like,
constantly paying.
So she's just like, bam, baby goes to sleep, and then she's like, oh, thank God. And then because she's like moved and everything, now the baby's awake. She's like, nope, sleep time again, 99 cents again. She's like constantly 99 cents in it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and then the baby dies within 24 hours. The baby dies of an old man because she had made him sleep so much. Like he goes through puberty. Like it's so much because she just that
she
bad.
Didn't want to be a mom.
No,
really.
she was that bad of being a mom that they were just like, all right, well,
your baby is already grown.
Yeah,
old
your baby's
and
already dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's crazy.
So, but the it's so weird.
Do you recommend?
I do recommend
someone to look at that.
I do recommend it, but I've said I would recommend that if it's like sci-fi. If you like sci-fi things or things that are futuristic.
No, I don't. No,
okay,
that's not me.
Yeah, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's just for some of our listeners that might like it. Yeah.
No, it's not the pimple popper.
Yeah, no, we did talk. Yeah, we did. We talked about Dr. Pimple Popper and the Toe Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I gotta go back and listen to that.
Yeah, go back and listen. See, yeah.
Nothing like that shit.
Yeah.
But so Nathan, he has his angel, because like I said, each person who goes into the horizon place, they have an angel. So Nathan's angel is Nora, and they end up being super close, like really close.
Okay.
Oh, really
so they end up working together to figure out about his untimely and unfortunate death, and trying to figure out like, how did I die? Like, who did it? Was this an accident? Did somebody have me killed? So it's like, all these questions. So it's like them going through the motions and trying to figure all this stuff out. And it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. But I mean, I like it. I mean, it's a cute little show.
Check it out.
It's a cute little show. You know, some people might just be like, all right, this is a bit much. I can't get into it. I like it.
Yeah.
That's me. You know? So definitely check it out. Upload on Prime. It is a Prime original.
Prime original.
Yeah. All right.
That's one I won't be seeing.
Mom is not planning to watch that one.
So what you got for your last one?
Last one I have is The Cleaning Lady.
The Cleaning Lady.
Yeah, The Cleaning Lady. It is on, what is it? God, gosh, now I can't find it. Fox, that's what it is. I was like, the CW. No, it's Fox. So basically, the cleaning lady is something that the three of us actually watch. My sister, my mom, and myself. Yeah. We kind of got hooked on it from the first episode, although I feel like I haven't been watching it as consistently since
I'm over
the
it now because I already know
beginning.
everything that's going to happen.
Yeah, so, but anywho, let me give you a little backstory. So the cleaning lady is about a woman. Her name is Tony De La Rosa from Cambodia, and she actually comes to the United States for medical treatment to save her son. And the thing about it is that she is a medical doctor actually in Cambodia, but because of the fact that she's come to the United States, your medical degree doesn't count.
Yeah, it's null and
So
void.
you kind of have to start all over again, so to speak, or at least with a lot of the classes and courses and things that you've done, your residency, all of that. So therefore, she is working as a cleaning lady. So, which was a terrible step down, but at the same time, for all of her experience that she had to get to be a doctor, to then, because you're going to get your son treatment, you have to step into a role of a cleaning lady. And so basically her son has a condition in which he's basically like a little bubble boy, really, for lack of a better way of saying it. He has to be in a room that's zipped up. When he goes out, he has to wear like a little, like almost astronaut little costume kind of thing, so that way he can breathe through the little packs that are attached to that. And he needs to have a surgery in order to fix his lungs, I believe, in order for him to, or his liver, maybe it's his liver, because they did, I think it's liver. So anyway, so he just has some medical issues. He needs a transplant, right? And so the story ensues where she's cleaning this particular location, which is probably one of those underground kind of situations, right?
Yeah.
And as the event is over, she's cleaning, minding her business, kind of behind the scenes, and all of a sudden a murder happens. And she's hiding, she's scared, she's crying, and all of a sudden they recognize that she, the cleaning lady, is there and had witnessed the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So they're about to kill her when somebody says, hey, basically, or she actually kind of brings up, like, look, I'm a cleaning lady. I can actually clean this scene for you all, and no one will ever know that a murder took place here.
That's smart of her. Which
is very smart of her because it keeps her alive. So she then uses, and she talks about, she knows all the solvents and, what bleach she, like bleaches and used and things like that to just make sure that everything can be clean, spick and span, no evidence of anything whatsoever. And so that's what they end up doing with the caveat. I think that they were like, well, after she cleans it, then you can kill her kind of situation. But
But then it's like you got a whole nother mess.
Right. But then you have the main character, I guess, Tony, actually, I didn't say that, is played by Elodie Young. And then you have Armand, who is one of the bad guys, quote unquote, on the show. But he's slightly got a heart, and he can be a good guy, too, because he's helping her with her son and his medical treatments and getting him to doctors and things like that. But it's played by Aiden Canto. And so those are kind of the two main characters, but it does have Oliver Hudson in there, which a lot of people know because that's Goldie Hawn's son. And so he's playing an FBI agent. So he's kind of trying to play Tony against Armand. And, once he realizes that she's, involved in some way, I don't even know if he knows she's the cleaning lady for the mobster kind of guys, or if he just knows that she's involved in their world in some way, oh, you're just a regular normal cleaning lady, not a body cleaning lady,
but you're just around them, so
but you're around them, so put this bug here, drop this pen there, do this, tell us when he's going to go to said appointment, things of that nature. And so basically the show is all about her being a person who's trying to do right by her son, getting him the medical help that he needs, realizing she has to make sacrifices for herself, and then, oh, by the way, kind of starting to feel this, guy who is a bad guy, but he's helping her out with her son, but she's married, her husband's still in Cambodia. And then there's episodes in which he comes to the United States. He's able to get his visa, come to the United States, and how that kind of plays into it all. But she cleans. They give her a lot of work to do from a cleaning lady, quote unquote, perspective. So
that's a lot.
It is a lot. God. So Mom, you've been watching that and you enjoy it, right?
I really do.
Yeah, what do you
She's a very good actress.
Yeah. What do you think about it? Like, would you recommend it for people to watch it or no?
Oh yeah, it's a good show to watch. I really enjoyed it. I haven't seen it for the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but she's a very good actress. They all very good. She just loved her baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Anything to take care of him,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the main thing. Like, she's only doing all of this for her son.
For her son, right, exactly. And so so that's The Cleaning Lady on Fox. I think it comes on Mondays at 9. This season is probably getting ready to wrap up pretty soon because it's been on for a little while, but it's really a great show to kind of get your interest and to kind of help you to see, like, there's this whole other world. It's based in Vegas, so it's like, wow, there's this whole other world potentially that could be underground with murders and cleaning it up and guns and, you know, all this other kind of stuff that can kind of take place and happen. And for me personally, I guess I've fallen off of it a little because, like Dee said, you kind of can see where the story is going a little bit. Exactly, so you kind of can, but then I'm thinking that they're going to like slowly twist things so that it's not going to make it where it's exactly what you think it's going to be. But it's been a good show. So there you go. So
so we do have to do the special mention.
Okay.
We got to do the special mention.
Okay.
Maria.
Maria. So Maria is someone that I know who is amazing.
Our number one
wonderful.
fan.
She is a number one fan, and she did the most amazing thing this week. She gave us a live on the air Sestra-Tainment kind of glowing plaque table desktop. I can't even describe it. And it's etched and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Maria
almost
cried. I almost cried.
Yes. And so she was just like, I love it. And I love Maria. And so
it says live on air.
Live on air, and then Sestra-Tainment. And it is gorgeous. It's beautiful.
How do you solve a problem like Maria? You don't, because she's awesome.
She is amazing.
She's awesome.
She's
never
wonderful.
met the lady before in my life. She's my new best friend.
Yep, she's your new best friend. We'll take her out to lunch or something like that, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but she's
going to have to be a guest star.
Oh yeah,
she's gonna have to be a guest star.
We're
gonna be like, hey, you pick some stuff. We might have to do like a 2-hour episode, and then the three of us sit here and talk. Oh my god!
And it doesn't even need to be about all the television and stuff like that. Because she's very creative, very artistic.
Yeah, she can
yoga,
be
the creative arts and designs and things of that nature.
First guest, bam. That's
there
it.
you go. Yeah, well, Mom's been our first guest,
like our first interview guest.
Oh, first interview. Okay, yep. Yeah. All right, Maria, get
ready.
Yeah.
Start taking some notes. We're going to ask you some questions.
So thank you so much for this.
Seriously, from the bottom
we
of our
are
heart.
thinking about starting a YouTube channel at some point, or maybe even doing some Instagram lives or something like that to kind of show us, not only so you can hear us, but see us. And when we do, you will see.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see this beautiful plaque.
Yes, exactly.
This is like I can't explain it. It's so perfectly made.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you cut it on, I'm like, oh my god,
took your breath away.
Yeah, it took my breath away.
Exactly.
So Maria, thank you.
Yes.
So much. Seriously.
Thank you.
This
we have
awesome.
it on right now, and we're all in awe, even Mom, right, Mom?
Yes, I love it. It's just like you're really on the air.
I know, right?
You know, live on the air. I love it.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody so much for joining us this week for Sestra-Tainment. We hope to talk to you next week, same time, same channel, and everybody take care.
Bye.
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 Thanks again, Maria. I appreciate you.
That was a terrible bye, Mom. Okay, bye.